All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Ruby Tuesday, March 2nd. Hopefully you guys are having yourself a good start to your day out there in the Raymond Report chat. And guys, big day today. We got NBA, NHL, and as you can see from the front page of our internet on our YouTube page, I did the market index, the sports betting index in a 20-minute video. I'm trying to cut this this podcast down to about an hour. And I figured that if I just if I do a podcast and you know, get all the information out early in the morning, plus you guys get it much earlier in the morning towards your handicapping. And I'm just going to do a screen share right now, as my good friend Sniper just reminded me. And hopefully by eliminating the beginning of the show, we can save 20 minutes and we can jump right into the game reports. And maybe we can have more time for a Ramblers and Gamblers chit chat at the end. I'd like to welcome Underdog Sniper. How you doing, Snipe? Chucky Z, what's up, Chuck? Hey, Ray, thought you were doing a one video a day now. I see more videos lately. Yeah, you know what? The supply and demand. People want the videos, and and I figure, you know what? Put the videos out. Plus, it helps in many aspects. And so I'm gonna do videos in the morning. And I'm going to put out the market index, the stats and trends, the things that I normally do at the beginning of the show. I'm going to do in a separate video. So this way we can get right into the meat potatoes of the matchups. And again, I'm just trying to make this podcast an hour, because I find once I get past an hour, it tends to just drag on. And I don't think the quality of the show is as good as the first hour, right? So Ramblers and Gamblers, how you doing out there? Sonny G, shop for value, play those percentages. How you doing, Sonny? Jordan, Ronald, what's going on? Let's eat. That's right. Hey, is it it's like that chunky soup commercial, right? We're going to eat with a fork or a spoon today. Plays and Parlay. There's my guy from Beantown. How you doing, Plays and Parlay? Michael Mirando, let's eat, buddy. Josh and Gene G. I stole his thunder here. And that's what I'm going to call everybody in the chat room, the Ramblers and Gamblers, the Rain Report Ramblers and Gamblers. What do you guys think of that? You like that nickname, the Ramblers and Gamblers? I think it's awesome. I think it's just a great. How you doing, Lynn? John X? Everybody's showing up in the house. I love it. So, as I said, guys, if you're just tuning in now, the sports betting index, the market index are now on a separate video in the morning, the stats and trends. There's a 20-minute video you can check out after the show. And hopefully it helps you with your handicapping. All right, don't forget. Before we hit the NBA, you guys got to check out Fast Eddie right here. That's what I'm calling Eddie here. I'm calling him Fast Eddie because Fast Eddie right now is on a 9-game winning streak at the Streakcatcher, and he won big last night. He had Campbell as one of his picks over Gardner-Webb. And Fast Eddie, look at this. He's on a 9-game winning streak. He's 3 wins away from $500. So, guys, let's send Fast Eddie some great greetings and love here today. And, again, the Streakcatcher, this is what I was talking about when I first told you guys about this site. The more people we get playing Streakcatcher, the more Fast Eddies we get, and the more of the consensus we can build, and everybody wins. You know, everybody's hot at one time. So it's like a crap table, right? Somebody's got the hot hand. How you doing, Sammy? There's Sammy Plasta from, I believe, Switzerland, right, Sammy? I think Zoom got a problem. Uh-oh, we got a problem here? What's the problem, John? Can you guys hear me? I think Zoom's got a problem. Make sure you guys refresh the page. All right, let me see. Can you guys hear me all right? Yeah, I can hear myself there, so good for me. Let me see. John X. John, what's the problem? Are you having issues with your internet, or is it the there he is. There's the man, the legend, the myth. G&G is in the house. Hello, Ramblers and Gamblers. There's the guy. We missed you yesterday, G&G. Golfing and gambling. That's what he was doing yesterday, right? That's awesome. So that's what I nicknamed everybody now in the chat, the Ramblers and Gamblers. All right, let's get to the matchups. Don't forget streakcatcher.com. Fast Eddie. Let's see what he has going here today, and we wish him all the best with that selection. let's go to NBA. Let's go to premium picks. Not a bad day yesterday with my premium selections. In fact, I went 2-1. I had the over in that San Antonio game. Did you watch that game, San Antonio? Those were the gambling gods smiling on the Raymond Report because we had no business winning that game yesterday. If you watch that game, the San Antonio Spurs were down by 3 points, and then they made a 3-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game. It went to overtime, and we got the over. So that was a good one. Denver, I won with Denver yesterday. I was yin and yawning yesterday on Denver, but I finally pulled the trigger. I went with the Nuggets, and the only one I lost yesterday was the Old Faithful Utah Jazz. They've been very, very good to me, as Sammy Sosa would say, and they weren't very, very good to us yesterday, right? So Utah Jazz were not very good to us last night, but hey, they've been good to us all year, so we'll take it, and we'll see what we got going here today. Ice fishing. You must be a Canadian, eh? G&G was ice fishing yesterday. That's the Canadian thing to do. Let me see. You had your 12-pack or a 6-pack in the shack, and just waiting for the bites, right? All right. So what do we got here on? We got. Let me see. All good. Everything good now. Okay, good. Glad to hear everything's okay, John. Hope Butler is playing. Miami Heat all day. That's Chuck Z likes Miami today. Time to bring out the big forks and spoon. Let's see that George says. You got it, George. And Heat and Clippers. All right. Let's get to game number 1 here between the Wizards and the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, looking at this game, the Grizzlies going into this one. Let me check the stats here. 2 o'clock. You know what happens here at 2 o'clock. We got to always regenerate the stats here. So I think we're okay for right now. But looking at this game here, now the Grizzlies going to this game a 1-point road favorite. The over-under set at 236. ATS forecast, computer pick, gonna lean with a 1-point victory for the Washington Wizards. 114 to 113, the over-under at 227.7. Now looking at the Wizards' last 10 games, they are 7-3 straight up. They are 8-2 against the number. So Washington, they've been a good bettor's best friend in the last 10 games. They're going through a good cycle, and they're 5-5 against the over-under. So pretty much 500 right there. And for Memphis, look at this. Memphis, they're the if you go in the dictionary and you pull up the word average, that's what you're going to see right now. The Memphis Grizzlies, 5-5 straight up, 5-5 against the number, 5-5 to the over under. Man, these guys. Well, one thing we do know tonight, something's going to give in all these 3 sections because they can't be 5-5 forever. And minus 1.16 is the value edge here on the Raymond Report. So from a value perspective, we're getting good value here, or fair market value, on the Memphis Grizzlies. And I had the Washington Wizards at 4.15, and you're getting +1 with the Wizards. And you're getting a Wizards team who's having a good streak, but they're coming off. In fact, what a weird schedule they had. They were in Portland, LA, Denver. They came home for 1 game against the Timberwolves, and then they're back on the road against Boston, lost by 1 point, and now they're back at home. They're playing 3 games in 4 nights. Now, we talked about this, right? Teams that play 3 games in 4 nights. And let me see if I got the stat here on the Washington Wizards here on 3 games in 4 nights. In fact, let me bring it up on this screen right here. And let me see here, Washington Wizards. A lot of overs. Look at all the overs here on the systems for the overs for the Wizards. Wow. Coming off a loss, 6-4 to the over. Coming off an under at home this year, 6-1 to the under. So a lot of trends here favoring the over tonight with the Wizards. And looking at the 3 games, oh, wow. Look at this. The Washington Wizards, they have the most wins of teams on 3 games in 4 nights. They are 6-5, 11 times. But that's because they went through, remember in January, they went through that COVID protocol. And that's why they've been forced a schedule where they play a lot of games. And you know what? When you think about it, they've been playing a lot of games since the COVID protocol. Man, they've been doing all right. The secret is you got to keep playing, right? Players want to play. I'll tell you that from experience. Players of any sport, all they want to do is play games, right? But actually, my bad D. Rosen was already back. I'm not betting against the Heat. Okay, just reading some of your stuff. Oh, we got a lock in the audience. Ramblers and Gamblers, we got a lock here. Gerald, somebody's got to tell Gerald about the Raymond Report sophomore jinx here about posting locks in the Ramblers and Gamblers forum, right? Come on, Gerald. We don't post locks in the forum here. We know better than that. Hey, I can tell you going back to 1996, my old PhoenixSports.com, man, you posted a lock or said the L word. It was like Jinxtown, right? So we'll have to keep George in line here about posting those locks. What do you guys think? Hey, let's cash, as Lynn Cash would say. There, let's cash. I like that one. Let's cash. But yeah, so the Washington Wizards, looking at the 3 games in 4 nights, they've done all right, 6-5, and for the Memphis Grizzlies now. Let's take a look at the Grizzlies tonight. Let me check out the lineup to see if we have any issues with the injuries. John Morant, Bane, Brooks, Anderson's a game time to Valanciunas. And for the Washington Wizards, Westbrook, Beal, Matthews, Hachimura, and Wagner. And I don't, so it looks like everybody is a go here tonight. So we should have a good lineup. And when Washington's at home against a B-type team, 2-2 straight up. And the Wizards at home this year, 6-9 straight up, 6-9 against the number, 11-4 to the over. 11-4 to the over. And when Memphis travels to Washington in their last 10 games, 3-7 straight up, 4-6 against the number, 4-6 to the under. And wow, look at this. The Washington Wizards next game on deck, the LA Clippers. And Memphis got Milwaukee. So both these teams have a huge look ahead here today. And that's not a good thing. If you use the term lock seriously, you don't know anything about sports betting. Hey, let's take it easy on it. You might be a rookie, eh? We're not here to hate on George here. Hey, we love George. Hey, we're very superstitious here, George. Anytime we hear an L word, we start getting a little antsy because there's no such thing as a lock, right? But all kidding aside, we're just having some fun with you, George. And looking at the Washington Wizards, 12-6 lifetime against the Memphis Grizzlies, 11-7. Well, actually since '96. And you know what? Memphis doesn't do well in Washington. 3-7, and both these teams playing on 1 day's rest. I don't see anything here in the color section to bring up anything of importance. And for the Washington Wizards, now this line here, even though it says -1, think about what the bookmaker's thinking right now. He posted -1. Why? It's funny. We never see a pick'em in basketball, right? Only in football you see pick'ems. You don't see pick'ems in basketball. When you see a 1 or a -1, there's your pick'em right there, right? So this to me is a pick'em. And if you're gonna play a team tonight, if you like the favorite and you like Memphis, take the money line. Don't let a tie get your not let you cash out. Take the money line, spend the other $7-10 and use that. But you know what? This is going to be a tough game to handicap. Let me check the line on this one and the line movement. So it opened up -1, and that's where it sits all day. And it opened up at 237 and is bungee jumping from 235, 236. So I don't like the total. The forecast has a 114, 113 win. But when you look at the Washington Wizards in the last few games, now look at their strength of schedule. They've beaten some good teams here. Let's take a look at the last. So they lost by 1 to the Celtics. They beat the Timberwolves. Hey, they beat the Denver Nuggets in Denver. They lost to the Clippers. They beat the LA Lakers. And when you look at the Memphis Grizzlies, now the one thing with the Grizzlies that stands right out is a double-digit scoring. 97 points here, 92, 99. Very inconsistent when it comes to the Memphis Grizzlies. I got a small lean, guys, towards the Washington Wizards tonight. I do like the Wizards. I'm seeing a couple of stats. I don't like the indicators. The Washington Wizards, when they're at home, coming off a road loss as an underdog, 0-3 straight up. And then when any NBA home team is coming off a road loss as a dog, 32-41. So not a strong play. But the way the Washington Wizards have been playing, I got to go with a small lean on the Wizards. What do you guys think? Sun is a lock. There you go, Tiger 510. The Sun is a lock. Hopefully George is still in the audience. You didn't bolt on us there. Hey, hope you got broad shoulders, George. I know we like to razz our ramblers and gamblers right here. Hopefully George is still with us. Bill and Westbrook doesn't seem to slow down. Nope, they don't. You know what? They've been pretty good. And don't forget, guys, if you do enjoy the Raymond Report, appreciate if you give us a like. And if you are new to the Raymond Report and you enjoy hanging out with the ramblers and gamblers, tap that notification bell in the top right-hand corner and take take off your coat, stay a while. And as my mom used to say, here's your coat. What's your hurry? Stick around, right? That's what my mom used to say when I used to go to her place. She wanted me to leave. Here's your coat. What's your hurry? My mom had the best one-liners, I'll tell you. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the next game. So we all in here with we all on board here, guys. So hey, guys, one thing I'd love to do with the show is that once I give a prediction, either say I'm with you or against you, or I like the total better. I would love to get more interaction from the crowd, from the Ramblers and Gamblers, as G&G has labeled us. And this way I get a good feel on where you guys are thinking. And it gives us a bit of a consensus here. And this way, when we go to and you're not just helping me, you're helping everybody that's watching. Right now, we got 39 people watching. And anybody that posts their pick, you might be helping somebody get, either talk him in, talk him out, talk him or her out of a game. And hopefully we can help you guys. So plays and parlay likes the Grizzlies. Westbrook is not efficient, but can run the team. I'm feeling the Grizzlies. Sammy likes the Grizzlies. Jordan agrees with me. He likes the Wizards. It's tough to go against the Wizards right now, the way they're playing. The Wizards are playing some good basketball right now. And let's get to the next game on deck. This is, there's the next two games are, thank God I got a good head of hair, because after talking about the Atlanta Hawks and the Boston Celtics, I better probably have to make a call to Just for Men there, because these two teams will drive me nuts. Plays and parlays, I don't know how you're doing right now being a Celtics fan. They must be driving you absolutely crazy right now, the Boston Celtics. But tough town to be a fan right now, right? New England had Brady leave. The Boston Bruins are doing well though. So plays and parlays, you can always look for the Boston Bruins for a ray of sunlight to shine on you right there. But J&G likes a couple nice props. He likes Leonard over 26.5, and he has Jamal Murray over 2.5 points on the three-pointer. So you think from the line that Jamal Murray is going to be popping some threes there tonight, eh, G&G? All right. I just pulled a Matthew McConaughey on you guys there. All right. Michael Mirando's going to pass. All right, LA Clippers taking on the Boston Celtics now. The Clippers a 4-point road favorite in this spot here tonight against the Boston Celtics. The over-under is set at 220. ATS forecast, the computer pick, leaning with a Clippers victory by 12. 114-102. The over-under is set at 216.42. Looking at the Clippers' last 10 games, they are 6-4 straight up and against the point spread, 5-5 to the over-under. And the Boston Celtics, 4-6, 3-7. And this is what I'm telling you about. The Boston Celtics are just a team right now. You just you don't under. They're a puzzle. They're an absolute puzzle. And if you don't have the four corners to your puzzle, you don't have a puzzle, right? He'll take you forever to solve it. 5-5 to the over/under. Now I'm just gonna do a reset. I just noticed that the anytime I see the zeros and zeros right there, that's when I know I got to reset the button. Go back to NBA. It never fails. 219, eh? Every day at 219. And then we should have our, there we go. So looking at the value edge here. Now, I had the Boston Celtics on, like, if you are new to the Raymond Report, okay, Tiger, what are you doing, Tiger 510? I lock it, Clippers 5.5. Well, Tiger, what are you doing? Well, why do you bring that L word to the Ramblers and Gamblers today? You know we don't use the L word in the chat room. Guys, somebody speak and then fix up Tiger 510. I don't think he knows the rules yet. But looking at the value index now, what I do here with this number here, guys, is it's as if I was going to buy the Boston Celtics on the stock exchange. I take this number and I compare it to the bookmaker's number, and that will tell me if I have a good number to bet into. Now, minus 0.99 is my line. You round it up, it's -1. You're getting plus 4.5. So if you do like Boston, they have value. Now, is Marcus Smart? I saw somebody, they need Marcus Smart. Yeah, Marlo says it. I agree. Sometimes you need those, look at the Lakers with Schroeder. Schroeder comes back, everything's get back on track, right? You need that agitator, right? Beverly with the Clippers, you Marcus Smart. You need that smart ass on the team, right? The Rondo. Those are the type of guys, those are leaders. And those leaders, you need those type of guys, especially for the playoffs. Now, looking at the Clippers, a 5.89 line here on the Clippers, 4.5, good value. So if you do like both these teams here tonight, guys, you're getting value. You got one team that is more consistent than the other with the Clippers. I got a 77% chance of winning tonight for LA compared to 16.6 chance of winning straight up for the Celtics. The chance of covering, though, going to go to the Boston Celtics on the percentage play. The percentage place is built based on coming back to 50%. I believe everything is based around 50%. You can say the Seinfeld average, even Steven. Remember that Seinfeld episode where even Steven, where Jerry loses $1 and then Kramer walks in or George walks in with another, says he found $1, right? So that type of law of average in life, that to me, I believe in it. And looking at the KOGO stands for chance of game going over the total. I have it at 56% today between the Celtics and Clippers. Now, I do have a free stat here on the free Raymond Report. And if you go to NBA, go to free reports, and then you'll see this page right here. Go to the Clippers-Boston game. I'm going to show you a nice stat here on the LA Clippers. Check this out. I think I got a couple of them. Yeah, I do have a few of them. Look at this. When the LA Clippers are 3.5 point to 6 point road favorite on 1 day's rest, they're coming off a road loss like they did against Milwaukee, and they scored 100 or less points in their last game. Check this out. 10-1 straight up, 9-1-1 against the numbers. And when the LA Clippers are 3.5 to 6 point road favorite, same thing on a 1 day's rest coming off a road loss, 10-1-1 and 14-3-1. So the same type of core fundamentals here. Favorite, 1 day's rest coming off a loss. And we all know how the LA Clippers do coming off a loss, right? In fact, let's go back to the Rain Report, the main premium tip sheet here at the ATSstats.com website. And the LA Clippers coming off a loss this year. Look at this, 6-1 against the spread. I'm all over the Clippers here today, guys. There's no way on God's green earth that I can bet the Boston Celtics today. I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't. Hey, well, I like to hear what plays and parlays. Clippers will always have the public money. Oh, yeah, you know what? Clippers, Lakers, Bucks, Miami. Well, Miami to an extent, depending on Butler. But you're right. Those are the big three, right? Clippers, Lakers, Bucks, Utah to an extent. Those are public teams, and the bookmakers know that, so they factor in a bit of the number. But I can't bet on the Boston Celtics. Although, let me see, what's this here? The Boston Celtics, when they're at home this year and they're coming off a home win as a favorite, and this is the problem with the Boston Celtics. They got no consistency. They are 0-4 against the number coming off a home win as a favorite. And how do you go against the Clippers in this spot? Minus 4.5 now. What's the line move on this game all day? Let's take a look at the line move. And let me take a look at the starting lineup for your Boston Celtics. Kemba Walker. Now, he was great in Charlotte. But right now, things are not working out. Sometimes when you see these big trades or free agent signings, they go to a place, especially in baseball, right? You see it a lot in baseball. It's sometimes you think the grass is greener on the other side, and it might be greener in your pocket, but it's not greener on the field or the playing court, right? Kemba Walker, Brown, Jason Tatum, Daniel Theis, Thompson, and then you got Beverly, George, Leonard, Batum, and Ibaka. George Ibaka's here. And so you know what? It looks like we got the lineup here tonight. Let me see what everybody's saying here in the chat. Can't go against these kind of stats. No, it's tough. It really is. And the thing is, it's almost like headline handicapping, right? Remember I tell you guys all the time, when you see all these headlines, everything seems like it's almost like I'm painting a perfect Picasso to bet on the Clippers. It just, I can't find a smudge on them right now, right? I can't find a smudge on the stats here on the LA Clippers, but I'm sure if I look deep enough, I'll find one. The Clippers 12-6 on the road. Man, the Clippers to me are so consistent. Like, there's no Jekyll and Hyde with the Clippers. Look at their home record: 12-6, road record 12-6, 11-7 on the road, 7-3 at the Gardens in Boston, 7-3 to the over. I just don't know how you go against the LA Clippers here tonight. I just don't know how you do it. Clippers will win for sure, but I don't like that this opened up at 3.5. Yeah, you have to jump on it early, eh? Who the hell will guard the claw? Yeah, who's gonna guard Kawhi Leonard tonight? Kawhi, and you know what? The Clippers coming off a game where they lost to Milwaukee. That was a tough game. That was Milwaukee battled back, and I just think that the Celtics, because of their inconsistency, what's their strength of schedule? They're 0-2 against A-type teams at home this year, straight up. 1-1 against the number. Maybe the under too. If you're somebody who doesn't like the side in this game, look at the over/under. 0-2 and then 1-5 for the LA Clippers against a team that's batting 50%. So if you like the Clippers, the under might be worth a look. Detroit taking on that game is postponed. Let's go to Atlanta. Here's the other one that'll pull my hair out. The Atlanta Hawks against the Miami Heat. Now, let me take a look at the lineup for the Hawks. You got Trae Young, Herter, Snell, Collins, Capella. And then you got Nunn, Robinson, Jimmy Butler, game time decision. I don't know what's going on with his knee. I guess we'll see if Jimmy's going to play. Olnick and Adebayo. Adebayo, I love Bam. Bam let me see, what kind of season is he having right now? Let's check out the stats. 16, 19. Hey, you know what? Very consistent, 35 minutes a night. So Bam Adebayo playing some decent basketball right now. And looking at the line in this game, -3 points for the Miami Heat. Over-under set at 222. Forecast going to lean with the Heat here, 115 to 112. Over-under set at 227.66. Miami 7-3 straight up and against the number, 5-5 to the over-under. Where the Atlanta Hawks 3-7 straight up and against the number, 8-2 to the over. Now, looking at the value index, this is the only thing that concerns me with Miami. The value index at plus 1.56, and as they're on a 6-game win streak though. They're on a mission. They know they started very slow the season. Now they're on a 6-game win streak. Their strength of schedule in the last 7 games, 46.9. They're coming off a back-to-back game situation. So another game against the Hawks, 109-99. And now they're 6-4 in the last 10 against Atlanta. And you know what? As a home favorite this year, the Miami Heat, 8-5 straight up, 109.4, 109.5 points against on average. And for the Atlanta Hawks as a road underdog, 3-7 straight up, scoring 113, giving up 117. Man, there's just something that's telling me that Atlanta is a very uncomfortable pick type here. As much as I love the Miami Heat here, Nate McMillan's is going to be the new bench boss here. I don't think they really, Pierce wasn't like, obviously you got fired for a reason. You couldn't motivate these guys. You couldn't get the team on track, right? We talked about it this week. They didn't move anywhere in the standings compared to last year. But with a new coach taking over the direction of the team, does Atlanta come out tonight and try to win one for Nate and themselves? They really need to win it for themselves. They can't be winning for coaches right now because they're not good enough right now to think like that. They're 6-11 on the road, 8-9 against the point spread. It's just I'm just wondering if the do factor is about to kick in for the Miami Heat. They were a 2-point favorite last time, and now that lines up to 3, right? So is the over worth a look here? Is the over where you want to look here today, guys? And when I break down these games, I like to make a case for everything. It's so easy when you watch the stats and it's like reading a book, right? Your confidence level can get really attached to some of these stats that you see, and then you forget about the situational handicapping. And sometimes you got to say, okay, you got to make a case for both sides here, and for the over under too, right? And sometimes whenever you're making a case for the favorite, it's so easy. It's so easy to go with the favorites, right? The bookmaker are just telling you, they're just telling you that, hey, are they telling you or are they trapping you to bet on Miami right now? And that's my concern I have. Is Miami a trap play tonight? If it looks too good to be true, it probably is, right? They're on a 6-game win streak, 6 ATS win streak. You know how hard it is to win 6 games in a row, not just straight up, but against the spread. And like I said many times in these videos, normally when you can pick the team to win straight up, 75% you can cover the spread with that forecast. Now, Miami has New Orleans on deck, and Atlanta has Orlando. So I don't see any huge look-ahead factors in for both these teams. Now, Miami at home this year, 7-9-1. And let me see, the last 10 head-to-head. I don't know. This is a tough game to handicap. There's part of me that wants to take Atlanta because it tells me it's a trap. Like, you still have some really good talent on this Atlanta team. It's like Boston. You got all the talent in the world on the floor. You just can't put it together. You just can't put it together. And what's everybody thinking here? What's everybody thinking about this game here tonight? Nutso the Paper Boy, how you doing, Nutso? Nate, he agrees with me. Marlo, good luck to Nate McMillan. Yeah, you know what? He did he was a good job. He did a not bad job with the Pacers the last couple of years. Let's see what he does here tonight with Atlanta. And maybe they'll take that interim label off if he can have a good stretch run. Hawks got a new coach. You never want to chance your money on a team that you don't know who you are. Yeah, that's a good point, Tiger. We don't know who they are. Hey, we don't know who are the Atlanta Hawks. What are they? And, every team in any sport has an identity, right? You think of, say, the Baltimore Ravens. What do you think of? The masterful running game with Lamar Jackson, right? Sometimes, back in the day, the Ray Lewis defense. You think of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Historically, they were known for a good defense, good running game. But basketball, the Chicago Bulls, Scotty and Mike, they just good defense. You had Rodman playing some great defense. But what are the Atlanta Hawks? What are the Atlanta Hawks right now? I know it's a team that doesn't play much defense. They don't play much defense. In fact, go look at their last 3 games, giving up 113 points but it's pretty consistent on their season average. It's just, let me see here, looking for Miami. Miami playing a little bit better defense, 116. The reason why Miami's playing really well right now, they're scoring about, let me see here, 9 points more per game than their season average. So, you know what? Again, my uncomfortable pick is telling me Atlanta's to play, but I think the over. I think the over to me would be the better play here tonight. What do you guys think? I think it's a trap. John X thinks it's a trap too. Yeah, I don't think the Heat want to lose these type of games after having a rough start. No, you're right, Cheeks. You know what? They don't want to lose these type of games because these are the type of games when you look back at the end of the year and you say, man, if we just won that game, we'd be in the playoffs, right? And maybe you can't lose the beatable games, right? You got to win the beatables. And to me, Miami cannot lose to this game, but you're facing a lot of Hawk team that could be a fresh start for them tonight, right? So either you like Atlanta or you like the over, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hawks are a sloppy run and gun team. No, absolutely, Marlo. If you've watched me talk about the Hawks in the past, I always talk about their lack of focus. They're the who inbounds a ball and gets the ball stolen. The Atlanta Hawks do, and that to me is about focus. Now let's talk about one of the hottest teams right now in the New York Knicks, the San Antonio Spurs. Again, we got a nice over gift from the gambling gods last night for the Ramblers and Gamblers, and as Gigi would say, we had the over in that game, and we needed a 3-pointer at the buzzer to send it to overtime. And good for us because we did get the over. Looking at the line, who would have thought the New York Knicks would be a 1.5 point favorite tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. However, the forecast is going with Pops and Company, 110 to 101, over under at 212.1. Looking at the last 10 games for the New York Knicks, 7-3 straight up, 8-2 against the number, 3-6-1 to the under. And for the San Antonio Spurs, 6-4, 5-5, and looking at the over-under, 4-6 to the under. Now, San Antonio and New York are both playing 3 games in 4 nights. And when we take a look at the New York Knicks, let me see here. New York Knicks, 3 games in 4 nights. They are 4-1 against the spread, 1-4 to the under. Guys, that's pretty good information right there I just shared with you. When the New York Knicks are playing 3 games in 4 nights, 4-1 against the number, 1-4 to the under. And for the San Antonio Spurs, when they're playing 3 games in 4 nights, 0-3 against the number, 2-1 to the over-under. So 0-3 straight up and against the number when they're playing 3 games in 4 nights. New York Knicks, this might be one of your uncomfortable plays of the night here. And I know a lot of people like playing. I see first half 13-0. Matty O saying staying on the Knicks first half train, 13-0 against the number. Wow. That's great information, Matty O. That's wow, 13-0 against the point spread. I might, like I said before, I don't bet teasers, I don't bet props. I bet some props like in the big games like Super Bowl. But I it's funny. In 24 years of sports betting, I've never really gotten to like the first half. The betting. Just I don't know. It's just I'm a type of guy. I need information, but you give me that type of information. I like those numbers. Hey, I like those numbers. 13-0 against the spread first half. Knicks lose tonight. Tiger 5-10. Hey, Tiger, okay. Pass for me for Isaiah. And let's see what everybody else likes here. Now, looking at the value index, I had minus 0.97 for the Knicks, 0.13 for San Antonio. Looking at the chance of covering the spread, only 21% chance, but that's because New York's been a covering machine all year, right? 20-15 against the number, 10-8 on the road, 10-24-1 to the under. So if you do like the under here tonight, guys, it might be worth a look. But when the San Antonio Spurs are at home against a team that's 50 to 59.9% in the standings, so an average type team, they are 1-5 straight up, 1-5 against the number, 3-3. So they struggle against the 500 teams at home. And looking at the Knicks, 3-3 straight up and against the number. And let me see here, New York 2-8. Well, you know what? We say 2-8, but we remember yesterday Brooklyn was 0-10 straight up in their last 10 trips to San Antonio. So maybe this is something San Antonio is starting here, right? San Antonio is not the same team they were, the past 10 years. They've lost a lot of players in the last couple of years, and they're not the same type of team. But going into tonight's game, man, it's when you got a team like New York, and they seem to be going through this really good cycle. How do you bet against the New York Knicks right now? They are 7-3 in their last 10 games, averaging 110 points for, 103 points against, while the San Antonio Spurs are 1-2 in their last 3 games, 3-2 in their last 5, and they're playing on back-to-back game night situations. And NBA teams playing in back-to-back game situations, and they're picking the +3 home dog. Not a bad number. Not a bad number for home dogs of 0 to +3 on back-to-back games with 0 days rest. 13-8 straight up and against the number. That's a tough one there. But you know what? Something tells me New York Knicks. Normally I love to take the Spurs, but there's just something pulling me to the New York Knicks. I don't know if it's my gambling sense, but the Knicks in San Antonio. Let me see, when was the last time? So the last time these two teams played in San Antonio was 2019, a 120-111 win, 83-109. Oh boy, I don't see a lot of good history here between the. You know what? As much as I like the Knicks here, I don't think I'm going to play this game on the side. And New York coming off a 109-90 win over the Pistons and back-to-back game situation for San Antonio. Maybe the total is where you want to look at. Is there any value in the under here tonight? Is the 59% chance of the game going over, however? 212 was my number. 212. Maybe the under is where you want to look at here tonight. Knicks keep rolling. Knicks money line. Clippers, Knicks first half and full game. Bucks, Mugs under. Suns +2. Thanks, Grady. That's a pretty good card right there. Knicks. Kyle likes the Knicks on the money line. You know what? Exactly. If you're gonna play the Knicks tonight, guys, if you do like New York, spend the extra $10, take the money line. Don't sweat out and get hooked. Right. Last thing you want to do is get hooked. If say the Knicks win 199, right? Next thing you know, you got hooked. So if you do like New York, guys, tonight, and I'll give you one of my things that I do. If I see a team that's -2.5 or -3, depending on the price, I'll play money line. Like last night, I took Denver on the money line. I didn't care. I cared with about 30 seconds left about to, start doing the math, but I knew I had Denver on the money line, and I didn't really have to sweat out. And that's the one thing I like about, and with the NBA and the parity in sports today, I just, it gets very uncomfortable in the last minute when you got like -2 and you start doing the math, you got -4, then you start playing the game in your head. Okay, if he makes the shot here, then we foul him. He misses 2, he gets 1. We'll get out of that stuff, right? And that's what I call doing the math in the last minute of an NBA game. It'll drive you nuts. But sometimes I'll just play the money line. So I do like the under here tonight, guys. I think if you're going to play this game here tonight, you know what? Let me take a look at the last one thing. Just let me check here. Let me go to New York Knicks against San Antonio. I thought I had some numbers here. Maybe not. I don't think I had any stats here. Okay. Actually, I got a stat on San Antonio. It's not it's 11-0 straight up. When San Antonio is a home favorite during the month of March after a non-conference game, so against Brooklyn, and they're coming off an ATS loss, and it was in a straight-up loss, they are 11-0 straight up in their next game. Oh, boy. Didn't want to see that. Did not want to see that today on the Raymond Report, right? If you had the New York Knicks. That's a perfect stat right there. When the San Antonio Spurs, since 1996, are playing in March and they're a home favorite after a non-conference game. So they just played Brooklyn, and they're coming off a straight up an ATS loss, 11-0 straight up in the next game. So Ramblers and Gamblers, I apologize for that if you do have the New York Knicks there. But let's take a look at the history of the New York Knicks when they travel to San Antonio in their last, what do you say, the last 7 games? Let's go New York Knicks. And again, anytime I do these types of matchup history, I'm really not checking the players. I'm checking the bookmakers' numbers to see if they're see what the numbers say. So San Antonio, let's say New York in the last 7. Survey says 1-6, 4-3. So the last time they won in San Antonio, 2014, January 2nd, 2014 was last time. It was a 105-101 win. So you can see, oh, look at this though. I just noticed that 5-1 and 1 to the over. Wow. Yeah. You know what? As I said many, many times on these shows, I can talk you in and out of a play in about 10 seconds, with all the stats, right? And this is why anytime you're juggling with a play and you don't really know what to do, you either, what do I always use my saying? When in doubt, get the hell out, right? When in doubt, get the hell out of that play if you don't like that play. That's one of my sayings. But again, you know what? This is going to take more handicapping, but I want to share those numbers with you. As I said, you can make a case for either team, but that 11-0 stat on San Antonio, that's a tough stat to go against, right? All right, let's go to Denver and Milwaukee. All right, Ramblers and Gamblers. I need some water here. Don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed the show, smash the like buttons. And if you are new to the Raymond Report, just hit that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, and hopefully we could, we could meet again one day and talk some more sports. Grady Willis won't talk me off right in the Knicks. There's a hardcore Knicks fan right there. Spike Lee, is that you, Spike? Hey, Grady, is that Spike Lee? Smash the likes buttons, as G&G would say. And let's get to the next game. Walker is a baller. He scares me. Knicks are built for different this year. Yeah, you know what? They're getting coached. It's amazing what a great coach will do, right? And me speaking as a football coach and, going to coaches clinic and always meeting other football coaches, I always love to talk X and O's with football coaches. But, obviously the pros are different than high school football. But coaching goes a long way. When you have a great coach and great players, Al Davis says, hey, just win, baby. Just win, baby. Hey, what's that Al Davis saying? When you got great players and great coaches, all you got to tell them is just win, baby. Don't you love Al Davis? I love Al Davis. Al Davis is awesome. I read his book. Man, I believe in the Al Davis philosophy. Just win. And you know what? And if I know I'm going on another Ron Raymond rant right here, but in football, I coach community football and high school football, and football is always to me is take care of your backyard first. You know what I mean? As much as you always in sports, you want to get along. Football to me is such a different sport than any other sport. It's because you can all be nice and polite on during the week, but come game day, the other team wants to win too, right? And that's the same type of mentality these teams take to the court here tonight. And, as Al Davis would say, just win, baby. Let's just win. John Ramirez, what do you think of Raymond? What do you think, Raymond? Of what? Of Vladimir? What do I think of what? What do I think of the Ron Raymond Report? I think it's awesome. Denver Nuggets +7, love it. Moneyline Suns, Miami 3.5. So you wanted me to know what I think of your plays? Miami. So we talked about Miami. I'm a little scared of that game. I think it's a trap. Milwaukee, we're talking about that right now. And then Memphis and Washington. I think I like Washington in that game. All right. Joker is playing like a madman. You know what? Did you watch that game last night with Denver and Denver? Man, I'm getting Chicago. Man, so many games. I keep forgetting who they're playing. But anybody watch the interview with the Joker after? If you got a chance, maybe it's online, go watch that interview the Joker did after the game with the Denver media, the play-by-play or the host. And Joker said teams are getting more physical against Denver. And, Joker's he's a big guy, but he's not, he's not a muscular guy, right? And then you can tell last night he looked a bit, he battled through everything. He said he battled through everything. He felt a bit, pushed around last night, but you know what? He's a pro. Nikolai Jokic, what a player he is. He picked up the Denver Nuggets, put them on his back last night, and they got the win all because of the Joker. I think the Joker had a great night. Jamal Murray had a great night. He popped that three with about 3 minutes left. That really changed the complexity of that game, I thought. And I thought Denver did a good job, especially covering the spread, right? Now, going into this one, the Milwaukee Bucks, a 7.5-point favorite. Over-under set at 235. Forecast leaning with a Bucks victory here, 122 to 108. And looking at the over-under at 230.85. Now, Milwaukee's playing some good basketball. They're on a 5-game win streak right now, 1 ATS win. They are 4-5-1 in their last 10 games, 6-4 against the number to the over. And for the Nuggets, they are 6-4, 4-6 to the under, 5-5-0 to the over/under. Minus 4.4 was my number here for the Denver Nuggets, and 7.5 here. So -7 is my number. You're getting great value on Denver tonight, but you're also getting fair market value on a hot team right now. Now, Milwaukee, here's the thing I don't like about Milwaukee. They're winning close games, but they're not covering those games. Five-game win streak, but only 1 ATS win in those 5 games in the streaks, right? So, and it could be they're not streaking on ATS, but let me see here. The last 5 games. Let's take a look at the last 5 games. So they won this game. They covered the spread. They 129 to 125. They didn't cover. 139 to 112. They covered that game. 128 to 115. Okay, so they are covering. All right. I must be thinking of the winning streak. Yeah. So 5-game win streak. 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. So you know what? Disregard last. They are doing all right straight up and against the number. And looking at the percentage play here tonight, the chance of covering, the lower high goes to the Nuggets at 43%, 33% chance of winning today to the over, the Kogo. And you know what? I don't know. Do you go back to the well with the Denver Nuggets? And when Milwaukee's at home against a B-type team, 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the number. And let me go take a look at the Raymond Report on the free stats page. I don't think I got any stats here on the nothing like that 11-0 with the Denver Nuggets, right? So let me check that out. Let me see here. So now nothing. When Denver's a home favorite on Tuesday, coming off an ATS win, 9-2 and 7-4 against the number. Nothing to really write home about. So here's another stat that's pretty interesting. Any NBA road teams this year that are +6.5 to +9 road dog, and they are what tonight? They are -7.5. Not a good record. 3-8, 6-5 against the number, but 8-3 to the over. Maybe the over is something you want to look at here. You got 2 teams who can really fire it. 24-10 to the over. Milwaukee's 13-5 to the over. 12-6 to the over for Denver on the road. Maybe the overs. Did the game last night between Chicago? That game went over the total as well. I wish it went under. It would bring more value to the play tonight. But I think Milwaukee is the play here tonight, guys. I think Milwaukee is the play, and I don't think I think Denver got their win last night. I don't think it's not that they're happy with the win, but now they're facing an A-type team. They're not facing Chicago. They're facing a team that's really hot right now, and a team that's 4-1 against B-average teams. And let me take a look at the stats down here. Milwaukee, actually, so Denver on the road, 5-6 against the spread after a win. And for the Milwaukee Bucks, 4-1 against the spread versus Northwest Division opponents. I like Milwaukee here tonight. I like the Bucks. I do like the Milwaukee Bucks here tonight. All right, let's go to the next game. I think it's the last game on deck. The Phoenix Suns against the LA Lakers. Here's your game of the night. Are you doing hockey after? Yeah, I'll do a bit of hockey after. I'll do a bit of hockey. It'll be quick, though, because I just don't want to run these podcasts too long. -1 is the favorite. So, again, remember I was telling you, when you see -1, do you see a pick'em? It's like, why wouldn't you just – it's funny we never see a pick'em in basketball, right? 213 is the over-under. The forecast leaning with a 1-point victory for the LA Lakers, 107-106. Let's take a look at the starting lineup tonight for your Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul, Booker, Bridge, Kaminsky, Ayton, and Schroeder, Caldwell Pope, James Morris, and Marc Gasol. Now, you know what? This will be an interesting game. This is going to be an interesting game. The last time these two teams met, it was, let me see here, on February 10th of last year. So they haven't played in a while. And it was a 125-100 win for the Lakers. That was last year. But looking at the Phoenix Suns last game, a 118-99 win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And anytime they travel to LA, they are 3-7 straight up, 4-6 against the number, 3-7 to the under. And the LA Lakers at home, 11-7, but only 8-10 against the number, 10-8. Now this is a big game for the Phoenix Suns, right? This could be a signature win tonight for Phoenix. Now Phoenix on the season, having a good year, right? 22-11, 21-11-1 against the number. The LA Lakers are not a good point spread team. In fact, I want to see how the Lakers do. Let me go check the database. I want to see how the Lakers do as a pick 'em to +3 favorite. Let's go to the LA Lakers, and let's go Lakers. I want to see, this is like, to me, this is almost like a pick 'em, right? So let me see the situation here. Let's go to a pick 'em to -3 favorite this season. Survey says, see, 1-4 against the number. I thought so. The Lakers scare me. This scares me right here. The Lakers are 1-4 against the point spread against, when they're pick 'em to -3. So that tells me the bookmakers are trying to, who knows if they're trying to pull a fast one here, right? Phoenix having a good year. They're on a 2-game straight up ATS win streak. And when Phoenix is on the road against an A-type team, 3-1 straight up, 3-1 against the number. I'm leaning with the Phoenix Suns here, guys. I think Phoenix, let's take a look at the last 10 games, 8-2, averaging 121 points, 101-8 against, where the LA Lakers 5-5 in their last 10 games, 107 points for, 107 against. Give me the Phoenix Suns. I'm taking Phoenix here tonight. I'm taking the Suns. Can't take the Fakers without AD. Exactly. Kyle, you nailed it. Without Anthony Davis, Batman needs Robin, and right now Robin is injured. So give me the Phoenix Suns. I feel like a Lakers win. Lynn likes the Lakers. And the thing is, anytime, somebody said it, right? The public teams, Lakers, Clippers, and Bucks, anybody can take that team. Anybody can take those teams and look like a genius. But it's, when you really dissect the numbers and get into the situational handicapping, Phoenix right now going through a better cycle, playing better basketball and scoring more points and playing better defense. So give me the Phoenix Suns. Lakers won't be motivated the way they were with Curry and the Dubs. Suns bench will demolish Laker bench. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys are bringing it. You guys are bringing your A game here today. I love it. The Ramblers and Gamblers of the Raymond Report bringing their A game today, and they're shining. All right. You guys ready for some? I got, anytime I knock on the desk, I get Rusty going here. But, Rusty's a Friday favorite here. All right, let's go to the NHL. Let's bring up a little puck talk. 3 p.m. today. Yes, at 3 p.m. today. Oh, you must be talking about Manchester. You won't play today. All right, let's go to the tell of the tape. It'll be a quick one here. It's already 2:55, so I'm going to brush through the hockey. I feel like my hockey guys are already getting shafted here. But the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Ottawa Senators. Let me take a look at the starting goalies. I don't think Murray. I saw the backup for Ottawa. I didn't hear anything today on the news here in Ottawa. I thought, Ottawa's. I know they started. Disgusted. I know they disgusted me at the beginning of the year. But you got to give credit to the Ottawa Senators. Joey Decord expected between the pipes, and I saw a good meme the other day. Carey Price seems overpriced these days, and Montreal's a mess. Montreal right now can't buy a goal. Look at Montreal Canadiens' last 5 games, 0-5, 1-6, 2-8 in their last 10, averaging 2.1. The one thing with this Ottawa Senator team, they're very gritty. Batherson came out of nowhere. Stützle, the German player, Stützle, looking fantastic. To me, I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I picked him at the beginning of the year. to win Rookie of the Year. Lafreniere, anytime you get these rookies from Europe that played 1 year in the men's league in Europe and they come to NHL, I just think they're more prepared. I just think they're better prepared. And let me see here. Any last minute NBA things before I get the deep dive into the NHL here? Good luck. Let's cash. All right, Jordan and Elmore. I like Hurricanes. Hey, what did I say about Carolina yesterday, right? This Carolina team, I just thought that Florida, it's not that Florida's a bad team. It's just, I think that I just think it was, they had to go through a bad cycle. All right, let's take a look here. And looking at the Ottawa Senators here tonight, the only thing that scares me with the Sens, when they're on the road against a team below 500, now the Habs are below 500. Believe it or not, they're 9-11 on the year, 3-5 at the Bell Center. I was going to call it the old Forum, the Molson Center, but it's the Bell Center. And Montreal, Ottawa, 3-9 on the road. I don't trust the Ottawa Senators on the road. Montreal's due factor is way, way overdue. I think this game goes over the total tonight. I think the over is where you want to lean in this game. And if you were to play Ottawa, I wouldn't say it's a bad play. I think it's a great value play. I had Ottawa at plus 204, and you're getting 215. I think Ottawa is a great value play, but I just think there's probably a little bit better value in the over. And with a backup goalie in nets tonight for the Sens, I'm thinking of a 5-4 type game. Just one sec, guys. I've gotta blow my nose here. Hey, these Ottawa winners, they kill me in the dryness. Hey, you guys have the same thing in the upper 49 parallel. It's so dry this time of year, right? All right, I'm back. Yeah, so I'm taking the over in this game here tonight, and I think the over is where you want to go. I can't, I would love to take Ottawa here. I just think Ottawa's a team right now that I think Ottawa's a hockey team right now that the public and the bookmaker are just going to really have no confidence in, but they're going to surprise you. Ottawa will surprise you. I think they're just getting better. They're getting good coaching. They're getting better from the beginning of the year. And that's all you want to see if you're a Sens fan, is get better as a team. And right now, Batherson's playing is 6-game scoring streak. So if you do like the over here tonight, I think the over goes. But I think the due factor for Montreal, eventually the Habs got to win a game here. All right, let's take a look at Buffalo and the Rangers. Talking about desperate teams, the Buffalo Sabres, man, could be a fire sale pretty soon. Jack Eichel, man, talk about, I just don't know what's going on with Eichel. I had him pegged to win the Maurice Richard Trophy. He's only got 2 goals this year. And, he had last year he had, 36 goals last year. How do you go from 36 goal 1 year and you only got 2? That tells me, he's his line mates are not feeding him or something, because Jack Eichel is an original sniper. This guy's a born scorer, and he's just not getting the help right there, right? Yeah, very dry hair. Yeah, exactly. Had trouble breathing sometimes with all the dryness here. Now, going into this game, the Rangers a 156 favorite, over under at 5.5, 3.02, 2.8, the over under at 5.82. And looking at the Rangers, 4-6. New York coming off a 4-1 loss to the Boston Bruins, but they beat the Bruins the game before, right? 6-2. They had a really good game. Rangers are a funny team. They play a good one, they lose a good one. They're 7-3 in their last 10 against Buffalo. Buffalo 4-4 on the road. You know what? Buffalo plays better on the road than they do at home, but it's just, I don't know. It's just, something is pulling me towards the Rangers. I think the Rangers are the play, but again, Buffalo just having trouble scoring, putting the puck, like they say, putting the biscuit in the basket, right? They're just not scoring any goals. 1.8 goals for, 2.8 goals against. I don't like the to me, maybe it's a pass, right? I just don't know. I don't want to lay 156. Is that the number you guys got on this game too? 156. Yeah. So I think the Rangers are the play, but I don't know. I think right now Buffalo's going to have a fire sale. I think there's going to be some trades coming, and they're just not getting goaltending, right? They're just not getting they're not getting goal scoring. The goaltending, I can't really complain. 2.8 in their last 5, 2.7. But I think New York wins this one here. Maybe the over, right? maybe the over is where you want to go. But hey, just like the Montreal Canadiens, Buffalo's due factor, 3-game losing streak. And well, look at this. The New York Rangers against a team below 500 on home ice, 0-2. So maybe you could make a case for the Buffalo Sabres, but I think I'm going to pass this game. I don't like betting on teams that are on a free fall. I think Buffalo right now is just free falling, like that Tom Petty song, free falling, and it's like catching a fallen knife, right? So I'm going to pass. Detroit, Columbus, speaking of free falling, I saw a little headline clip today that the GM in Columbus gave Tortorella a vote of confidence. That's a kiss of death right there. Anytime you hear those dreaded words, vote of confidence, start looking over your shoulder. Now, looking at the number in this game, 182 is the price tag on Columbus. 5.5 is the over-under. 3.08, 2.71. The over-under set at 5.79. 3-7 straight up here for Columbus. And looking at the over-under, 4-6. Now, Columbus on a 5-game losing streak, but they're coming off 2 losses to Nashville. Then they lost to Chicago. Chicago's, you know what? Chicago can skate. The Brinkett and Kane, you ever watch those two guys in overtime, 3-on-3? It's like magic on ice. Looking at this game, though, for the Detroit Red Wings, 3-9 straight up on the road, 6-6 to the over-under. And looking at the starting goalies tonight for the, I think Thomas Greiss is expected, and you got Jonas Korpisalo going for Columbus. Maybe Columbus back at home. They're 8-2 in their last 10 against Detroit, but 5-7 at home. Minus 182. I can't lay that kind of price on a team that's on a 5-game losing streak. They're 1-2 against a C-type team. Detroit coming off a 7-2 loss to the Chicago Blackhawks, and they're 3-9 on the road as a road dog. You know what? Maybe the under. Maybe the under is where you want to lean here. I can't lay 182 on Columbus. There's no way I'm laying that kind of money. Give me Detroit. Columbus is way overpriced. Yeah, but the thing is, the Detroit 4-6, 1-3 against a team below 500 on the road. Detroit, they're a team you want to support at home, right? Even though, let me see, the last 5 games, scoring 2.8, giving up 3 goals against, and let me see here, 3-7 in Columbus in their last 10 trips. Looking at some of the, 0-7 on the weekday games. Detroit Red Wings are 0-7 on weekday games on the road. Not a good confidence builder right there. 1-5. Let me see here. What did I see? After 2 non-division games. So Detroit Red Wings after 2 non-division games, and the opponent, no, that's not bad. 2-6 coming off a loss. Columbus, Columbus is, here's the thing with Columbus, right? They had that Pierre-Luc Dubois fiasco. Things aren't right in Columbus. When players are being traded at the beginning of the season, and, but the one thing, Tortorella is not as chippy in his press conference of late. So I think he knows that maybe the writing's on the wall if he doesn't turn this around. But again, I think the under is where you want to go. New York Islanders and the New Jersey Devils. Let's take a look at this one here. Now, the starting goalies tonight for the New York Islanders, Semyon Varlamov against Mackenzie Blackwood. Now, before Blackwood got injured, man, New Jersey was really tough. But since he came back from his injury, New Jersey has not been the same type of team, right? Looking at let me see, Mackenzie Blackwood, when did he go out? What game did he come back? Let me take a look here. So he got injured for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, and then he came back, and let me see, he played the Rangers, and he lost to Boston. So he's been back a while at Washington. They haven't been the same since the Ranger game. So February 16th, let's go back here. So let me see. They won that game. Then they won to here. And then they lost to the Sabres. They lost to the Capitals. They lost to the Sabres. They beat Buffalo. And then they lost 2 games to Washington. So we're not getting good goaltending right now for the New Jersey Devils. They're 1-4. I don't know how much more Lou Lamoriello is going to put up with that kind of goaltending right there. 3.8 goals against in their last 10 games. Mackenzie Blackwood, 2.58. He's a good goalie. You know what? Mackenzie Blackwood's a good goalie. He's just not getting, he's not making the stops when you need to, right? 1-4 in the last 5 games. And taking a look here for the New York Islanders. Now, the Islanders, they're Jekyll and Hyde. They're Jekyll at home, but they hide on the road. 4-8, 2-10 to the under. A lot of numbers pointing towards the under. The New York Islanders coming off a 2-0 win against the Penguins, and 4-3 was the game before that. Let me see here. A lot of games have been under the total at home for New Jersey this year. 2-7. What's the over-under? 5.5. 5.5 is the over-under. I got a 5.15. I got a Islander victory minus 156. But wow. Okay, so look at this. New Jersey at home against a team that's B-type team, so 50 to 59.9 in the standings. 0-4 straight up, 2-2 to the over-under. So they struggle against the average teams, right? The New York Islanders, they're up and down all year. This is a tough one. I think there's value, though. If you do like New Jersey, I think you're getting good value on the New Jersey Devils at plus 126. And again, you can't fall in love with favorites, right? I know the favorites are just like there's something pulling you to the Islanders. I get it. I absolutely get it. But there's something telling me that New Jersey could be the play here tonight. But I think the under might be a better play. Bad Devils goaltending. Yeah, no, they need better goaltending. Absolutely. Islanders on a tear. Yeah, Islanders. You know what? The New York Islanders, let's take a look at their last 10 games. 6-4, 3-2. They turned the cycle. They went through a little bit of a bad stretch where they were losing a lot of games. In fact, where was that stretch? There was a time they were just losing, 3-4, and then they beat 7-3, 3-2. So was it here? 3-2, 4-1. Then they were winning. Yeah, they're just inconsistent. They're inconsistent. What's their record on the year? They are now 11-10. So, almost a 500 record. And this is what I mean, right? Coming off a win, a shutout win. They're a road favorite. They're 3-4 as a road favorite, where New Jersey 2-5 as a home underdog. I still think the under is the better play, but I think they're a small lean towards New Jersey. Small lean towards the New Jersey Devils. All right, let's take a look at Philly-Pittsburgh. The Battle of Pennsylvania. Looking at the lines here for tonight's game, you got, let me see, in nets for Pittsburgh tonight, you have Carter Hart going for Philly and Tristan Jarry for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Looking at the line, 125 for the Philadelphia Flyers. 5.5 is the over-under. I got the Flyers winning on the computer pick here, 3.2 to 2.5. The over-under at 5.83. So it does like it to go over the total. Pittsburgh and Philly both 6-4 straight up in their last 10 games. Minus 137 was the value edge here on the Flyers. I had minus 111 here for the Penguins. So I got a lot of value tonight on the Pittsburgh Penguins. I got a 56% chance on the percentage play for Pittsburgh. 2-0 against an A-type team at home. I love the Penguins here tonight, guys. 7-1 at home. I think the Flyers, they beat the Sabres. They beat a Ranger team that just, give or take. But they got, that Lake Tahoe game, they got dismantled. And then they went through that really bad stretch with the COVID, right? Now, a lot of the Flyer players, are they all back now? I think the Flyer players, there were a lot of injuries. And the one thing you got to check is you got to see the one thing with Philly, Konecny back, and that's a guy that really works for them. That now that Konecny's back, he's but I still like Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is the play here tonight, guys. I think if you're gonna play this one, I'd go with the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, let's go to the next game. Vancouver, Winnipeg. Now, looking back, hindsight being 2020, the percentage play did very well last night in NHL. And when I mean the percentage play, again, the favorites, it's easy to take a favorites, but last night on the percentage play, I had the Vancouver Canucks at 83% chance of winning. It was a 4-0 victory. They got on the Jets early and never looked back. But looks like Braden Holtby will be back between the pipes here tonight for the Vancouver Canucks. Holtby hasn't played in a couple of games. In fact, he hasn't played in let me see here, 1, 2, 3 games, and then he played on a 4-3 loss to the Jets. He's been pulled a lot. The Demko's been getting a lot of the attention. I go back to Winnipeg here tonight. I think this is good value on the Winnipeg Jets. 6-4 straight up, 3-7 to the under. And looking at the value edge, I had him at minus 149. And can the Vancouver Canucks, after a 4-0 shutout win, go back-to-back? That's the case, right? Let's see if they can go back-to-back. NHL teams playing on 0 days rest, 7-10 on the road. I'm all over the Jets here tonight, guys. They're 8-2 in their last 10 against Vancouver. Give me Winnipeg minus 125 tonight against the Vancouver Canucks. All right, breezing right along here. Carolina against Nashville. Big revenge game for the Jets. I agree with Isaiah right there. No Crosby. Oh, really? No Crosby? Crosby's out? Uh-oh. I didn't see that. Let me see. That could change a little bit. Let me see. What's wrong with Sid the Kid? Crosby is out. Yeah. COVID-19. Uh-oh. So if he has it, how many other guys have it? You know what? I'm off that game. Don't touch that. Guys, I'm telling you now, don't touch that Pittsburgh game. You never know come game time. Who knows if this game is going to be played, right? If Cosby had COVID-19, how many other players might have it, right? So be careful in that Pittsburgh game. Be careful. Minus 125 for Carolina, the over-under at 5.5. The ATS forecast, the computer pick, going to lean with the Canes here, 4.1, 2.1, the over-under at 6.25. 6-4 in the last 10 for the Canes, 5-5 to the over-under, and for Nashville, 5-5, 4-6 to the under. Minus 110 was our price here on Nashville. Minus 130 for the Carolina Hurricanes. 58% chance of this game going over the total here tonight. Canes on a 2-game win streak, 3-3 on the road against teams below 500. So they struggle against teams below 500 on the road, and they're 5-1 to the over. But I don't expect that to continue. What's the over-under in this game? 5.5. Wow. Only 5.5. See, that's what I don't get. You got a team that's 5-1 to the over against a team that's below 500. You would think that the over-under would be 6 or 6.5. And, the 5.5, that tells me, is this a trap? Is this a trap? What's been the over-under here for Canes game? 5.5, 6.5, 6.5. So they've only played, let me see here, 5.5 a couple of times. Let me see when the total's 5.5 for. Let me go back to my database. I want to take a look on the Carolina Hurricanes when the total's 5.5 this year. Let's go to NHL. Actually, you know what? It might be here. It might be here, but that's on the road. Carolina 5.5, 6-3 to the over on the road, but let's see overall. So Carolina, when the total's 5.5, let me see. I don't have current season. Crap. Let me see here. Let's go last 10 games. Let me see here. 21. I'll go back 15. Okay, so back here, 8-7. So 8-7, take away 2 unders. So 8-5, 8-5 to the under, 11-4 straight up. Hard to go against the Canes these days, right? Coming off an emotional win last night, big overtime win, beautiful goal, nice setup by Aho there, Sebastian Aho. 7-3 as a road favorite. Nashville is really struggling right now. Looking at their last couple of games. When I say struggling, they're just struggling putting the puck in the net. They're not scoring a lot of goals. They beat Columbus, who's really having a bad time. They played the Red Wings. Look, they haven't played anybody since the Tampa Bay game. 6-1, 4-1. Carolina all day, all night. Yeah, I just think Nashville's. Look at their last 8 games. They beat teams they should have won. Columbus, Detroit. Columbus against Detroit. They haven't played anybody. That division is weak. And give me Carolina tonight. And I'm going to take the Carolina. I hate Nashville, but I think it's a good spot for them. Well, it could be a good spot, but I just think, you know what? You make a good point, John. With the this will be 3 games and 4 nights for Carolina. Let me check out the. They played a lot of hockey here. 3 games. Nashville, 3. Both these teams, Nashville and Carolina, both playing 3 games and 4 nights. But Nashville didn't play last night though, right? Let me go back to that game. Let me see. Last night they played 2 nights ago, the 28th. And it's 27-28. And then you got 27-01 and tonight. 3 games and 4 nights. So both teams playing 3 games and 4 nights. But I got to go with the better team. Dallas, Nashville just hasn't played anybody. Minus 125. It's pretty good value. But you're right. It could be a trap spot coming off an overtime win, right? Tampa Bay taking on the Dallas Stars now. Looking at the line this game, 182 is the price on the Lightning. Over under at 5.5, 3.04, 3.01. The over under at 6.05. Dallas 8-2, 2-8 in their last 10, 4-6 to the under. And I do have a stat here pointing towards the under. I'm going to go look at the Raymond Report. I thought I had a nice stat here on the under. Let me go to NHL. And guys, you can get this any day. Just go to NHL, go to free reports. It's all free. And you just go to the bottom. I thought I had a nice under stat here. Yeah, look at this. I got a couple of them. When Tampa Bay is on the road the last 5 years, they allowed 0 or less goals against, 16-4-1 to the under, and 191 to the under when their last 5 years as a road favorite, and they allowed 0 goals against. That's a good stat right there to the under. I do like the under here tonight. What's the over-under? 5.5. And the last 10 games, although the last 10 games for Tampa Bay in Dallas, 7-3 to the over, 3-3-4 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. But I thought they just played a lot of games in, let me see here. Didn't they just play a couple nights ago? Let me see here. Lightning. Yeah, they just played at Tampa Bay, 5-0 win. And that was this Stanley Cup rematch, right? But I do like the under here tonight. I do like the under. I showed you some nice little stats on that game. Tampa Bay, 9-1 at home, 5-4 on the road, though. Tampa Bay, 5-4. So a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde here on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, the Dallas Stars, who's going to be between the pipes tonight for the Stars? Anton Hudobin against Curtis McElhinney. Let me see here. Curtis is 2-1, 2.7 goals against. Only played 3 games this year. You know what? Dallas Stars plus 160 could be good value. You know, this is going to go my uncomfortable pick of the night, the Dallas Stars. If you're going to take a flyer on an underdog tonight, I don't see why not take the Dallas Stars. You know, big revenge factor coming off a 5-0 loss. Dallas and the under is where I'd lean in this game. I think you're getting good value here. And you know what? A lot of favorites have come in the last couple of weeks. Why not to see that the tide turns and play the Dallas Stars tonight plus 160? Or if you're going to play the puck line, take them on the puck line with another team, 2-team parlay, puck line with another game. You know, maybe let me see here. Winnipeg and Dallas on the puck line might be a nice 2-team parlay here tonight. All right, guys, I'm losing my voice. I'm going to call it a night. The Ramblers and Gamblers. Hopefully you guys had a great day today in the Raymond Report. Don't forget, check out Streakcatcher.com. Fast Eddie. Let's see if he's put in his pick yet. This guy's on a 9-game winning streak right now. He's on a 9-game winning streak. Fast Eddie, Streakcatcher.com. Let's see what he's going to have here tonight. And he's 3 picks away from $500. And hopefully he can keep this going. And hopefully you guys will check it out, sign up. And you can always play the top plays at Streakcatcher.com. Also, running a sale right now, flash deal, $99.99 for the entire year. Get the Raymond Report. You get all the bells and whistles inside the members area, and it's only less than $1 a day. You get the Raymond Report, you get the computer picks, you get the database, you get everything right here on the Raymond Report. All right, good show today, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and stepping up on the plate. Speaking of the plate, Major League Baseball going to be coming pretty soon. So, again, thank you, guys. Hopefully, we'll see you back here tomorrow. And as my good friend Sonny would say, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back here on Wednesday, Hump Day Wednesday. And have a good night, folks. Cheers. Shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back tomorrow on another Raymond Report.